Yes, everybody. Russ and West Ham Network. Hope you're not well. Hope you're well. Probably not well because we're losing 1-0 against Freiburg. A few minutes left to play. Very poor indeed. Yeah, didn't get it. And then to bring on Antonio 3 minutes. To be honest, Don Hutchinson's on, friend of the channel, Don Hutchinson is on BT Sport or TNT, making some very good points saying how that Antonio substitution should have been made about 20 minutes ago when we were on top, which I totally agree. Particularly with Paqueta on the yellow card. We've still got a minute or so left, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Although the ball's come into the box, it's gone out for a West Ham corner. It's not been a great day at the office. It's one of those really frustrating games where in all honesty, we've controlled that game. We've controlled it, and it looked like the plan was to play for a draw, which is always a dangerous thing. You know, I just didn't get it, didn't understand it. Anyway, corners coming in, gone back stick, no, straight back out. Just don't get it. I just don't get it, to be honest. Don't get the idea. Don't get the execution. Ball in, no, straight out for a goal kick. Don't understand what's going on at all with that, to be honest. It really isn't, hasn't been a great day in the office today for sure for West Ham United. We huffed and puffed, and I think Freiburg huffed and puffed, and shows you what happens when you bring on the right player at the right time. And they brought on the striker, and they looked a completely different side in terms of Freiburg, completely different. And we looked like we were going through the motions a little bit, which, not been a great day. Not been a great day in the office. I mean, we've still got a little bit left to play. I mean, you're probably ahead of me slightly in terms of the thing, bones in the box. Cuts inside, falls to no one. No, nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to have to go to London Stadium 1-0 down. Very similar to what we did in against Sevilla. We went down, was it 1-0 in Sevilla? And then we had to come back and have a fantastic game. But a game at West Ham where it's going to be a 5:45 kickoff with half a crowd by the sounds of it, with no one. People have to try and get out of work early. Ball into the box, nothing there. Shot to Calvin Phillips, it's got deflected. Calvin's looked sharp since he's come on. A bit of a strange substitution bringing Calvin on with having just gone down 1-0. But they obviously went to a 4-4-2. Who the fuck was that? Was that Mavropanos? We shall see. We shall see. Yes. It's all but done. All but done. We're going to have to go. We can do it the hard way and have to go like what we did against Sevilla in 2 seasons ago. And it's not a penalty. Not a penalty, Drano. That shouldn't be a penalty. He's done the right thing. He's put his hand out. Not a penalty. That would have been very harsh, I think. And not what they deserve. I know we're having the VAR check on that at the moment, but that can't be a penalty, surely. Penalty to West Ham VAR check. I'll be very surprised if this is given for a penalty, and it's not deserved. If it is, to be honest, we'll wait and see. Let's see what happens. I'll be very surprised if they give this. In all honesty, it would be the last kick of the game. We've had them given, but I can't. That will be an extremely harsh penalty if it is a penalty. In all honesty, and we don't deserve that. Letter of the law, it's hit the ball has hit his hand, but letter of law is a funny thing. It depends when you're West Ham. We're just seeing what's going to be given. This will be the last kick of the game if it's a penalty. We're in the almost the 6th minute of injury time. As I said, it's currently 1-0. The referee, something's happening. We don't know what's happening. Obviously, it's not as as clear cut. I think it's pretty clear cut. If it's a penalty, I'll be very surprised. And we would have let one. We'd have got one back. It's dragging on a little bit. It's dragging on a little bit. Let's be honest. We're now in the 6.5 minute of penalties. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen. At the moment, we still don't know what's happening, in all honesty. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give a comment, give a share, give a subscribe. Someone said he was the referee. He was the referee for the he's going to have a look in the 7th minute of injury time. Now he's going to have a look. So, of course, it would mean if we have a penalty, the person who would probably take it would have been JWP, who's on the bench. He's off now, so yes, we'll wait and see. This is a harsh one. I mean, it's gone up and it's gone like that. I don't think you can give that. I don't think you give that penalty at all. No, he can't give that penalty. You're looking at it. It's Tommy Suchek. It's come off his leg. Letter of the law. It's hit his hand, but no, it's not going to be a penalty. It's not going to be given, and it's going to be the end of the game probably. And West Ham would go to the London Stadium having to come from 1-0 down. No. Why is it taking so long? It's clearly not a penalty. I mean, I appreciate some of you are a little bit ahead of me, but it's clearly not a penalty. No. Well, there we go. It's not. There we go. Not a penalty. What a fucking waste of time that was. Yeah. Arms were up. Letter of the law. You're right, but I think that would have been very harsh. Yeah, you're fair enough. I mean, I would have been embarrassed, I think, for that penalty, to be honest. You're totally right. We pick and choose. Yeah, same as everything, don't we, Drano? We choose what suits us in terms of the narrative. Same statistics, same as everything. But the law is the law. You're right. We should have maybe, but no. That was the end. That took fucking ages. What a waste of time that was. What a waste of time. Fucking waste of time that was.
Pointless. I don't understand it because it's like I genuinely again goes back to people will turn around and go, "Oh, we can't focus on that incident because we could have done the game in full time." But you know what? You actually had.
Move your Connie. You're dropping out, and mate, your mics. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, that's all. It's like sounds like you're underwater a little bit, mate. We've had no better. That's better.
I don't understand it, right? Because I don't understand the rule of fucking handball.
Yeah.
Simply don't understand it and I don't understand the rules of football. Why take 4 minutes? There's a reason. Because they're shitting themselves. There's a reason why they've not come up with the decision. There's a reason why they call them over to the thing. Right? I think it's fine that referees have the balls to overturn a decision from VAR, because some of the VAR decisions are fucking ridiculous. But we're led to believe, and the referee is now talking to Moyes, and Moyes is asking for an explanation. The hand is in an unnatural position. It's up here. Now, different if it was down here, then they would have an argument. They don't have an argument, and everyone, even in the commentators, are saying it's the stone wall penalty.
I don't get it.
And I know people will turn around and go, "We should have done the job in 90 minutes." Yeah, but do you know what? We didn't, and it now falls on a decision at the end of the game that could have turned things around. That could have turned things around.
It could have got Moyes out of jail, couldn't it? In all honesty, I mean, there was. It seemed looking at watching the game that the game plan was we might nick a goal. We'd be quite happy taking a draw back to London Stadium, and it backfired as soon as they brought on that. They made, and I was listening to your commentary. They brought on fucking Antonio with 3 minutes to go. he would have made a difference. Paqueta's looking knackered. He was on a yellow card. Don Hutchinson was calling it, about half an hour. He should be putting Mantonio on, let him run at these defenders. They're knackered, and we'd have had been totally different. Totally different.
Yes, several decisions definitely should have been different. But we have, listen, again, it sounds like I'm going to make justifications, but we've seen this a million times under David Moyes. We've seen this a million times under Europe, under David Moyes. We've only seen it under David Moyes. We've only seen David Moyes travel abroad in these early round games as such, coming into the latter rounds, and sometimes do this. We are not going to see the David Moyes against Lyon when we were playing away at Lyon. We were, the game against Sevilla at Sevilla wasn't the performance we did at home.
It was 1-0 down, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the performance we did when we were at home against them. So I don't stand for, we've travelled away at Freiburg. You can go at teams, you can get smashed, whatever. I can use the Brighton analogy if I want or not, or, whatever. The goal was a simple goal, simply down to the defence wandering again. I don't know why I don't know why Zuma in particular does what he does sometimes. It's like it's like in order for his knees to work, he forgets how to defend. But then if he forgets how to defend, his knees work. I can't understand what's actually going on with that. But for me, that's just being spoiled by a moment that should be a blatant penalty. There's not anyone that's really turning around saying it's not. And I'm sorry, that game will be judged on that.
Yeah, it will be, and to be honest, I think that penalty, in all honesty, has given him an out really for the game. To be fair, I think the game plan was wrong. I thought it's like it seems when we saw the team selection, we thought, okay, he's gone for a really strong team. I didn't think he was going to go for such a strong team, and the flip side is now he has to get something against Burnley on Sunday. Because you've made that decision. Sometimes we've had this before, haven't we? Do you remember the Olympiacos game? We did the same. He actually went for a not a B side, but went for a slightly lighter side, and we lost against Olympiacos. And he said, "Well, okay." He was resting people for the Everton game. It's the same thing again now. It's a trouble. It's just, as you said, I think it was Don Hutchinson on commentary was being quite funny when he was saying West Ham just gone 1-0 down, and they brought on James Ward-Prowse. They got James Ward-Prowse for Calvin Phillips. Okay. But obviously then they went up to 4-4-2, didn't they? It was just very strange. Yeah. Very strange.
There's always going to be strange. It's funny, right? It's a funny old game. Obviously, we're all entitled to our own opinions, but there's a reason why me, you, all the West Ham YouTube channels, all the West Ham social media channels do not manage professionally. There is a genuine reason, right? So we're entitled to our opinion. We think we're right. But if we're right, then we would probably, have a real chance at using that knowledge to put that into football. So I think it's easier for us. And of course, that's what we do. We're here to do that. That's fine. But the more I thought about the Freiburg game, the more I thought about it. It's not about me being special thinking about this. Russ, you just think about it practically. Think about David Moyes under the current regime, under the current system, under the current players we've got traveling to Germany. What is he going to do? The best way to think about it is, what do we want? That's not what's going to happen.
No.
But and I'm not meaning that in a dickish manner.
No, I agree with that. I understand that. But
we've gone strong.
We have gone strong. And that's the issue. If he was going to have this game plan, don't go strong and risk players potentially losing on Sunday. If you're going to go strong, you try and win the game and bring them off. But he didn't go. He went strong and then played aside. If he had Calvin Phillips on that side instead of what's the name, if he had Ben Johnson if he had Ogbonna instead of Zuma, if he had Cresswell and we'd finished that game 1-0, 0-0, I think people would have gone, okay, you can see what he's trying to do. But it's neither one nor the other. That's the issue I had. We saw the team, everyone was really buzzing for that team, thinking, all right, fair play, he's going for it. In the press conference, he was saying, it's going to be about Europe. I want to qualify for getting Europe in the league. Okay, well, that sounds like you're prioritising the league then. And then this team selection, I think, it's neither one nor the other. It's sort of fallen down the cracks. The
frustrating thing for me in particular was watching this game tonight reminded me of the first leg and the second leg. And the thing I remember picking up on the first two legs was the keeper. Because I always felt the keeper has a calamity in him. Now, if you watch the keeper tonight when he makes that save from Jared Bowen, it's a very good save.
Mm.
but you don't see a keeper genuinely celebrate to the level he did when he made that substitution.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he needed that. He needed that, and he knew. Right, okay, that's all right. But when you see a keeper acting like that, it makes you think, why the fuck do we not push the boundaries at that keeper, at that defense? Because Freiburg were not great. They weren't
No,
great.
no.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I feel that we will go at them because they're going to sit back.
I'm confident of going to London, them coming to the London Stadium. I mean, the fact is, you know, they won. They beat. They beat Lons 3-2 at home, having drawn the away leg 0-0. So Lons are a good side. They haven't won in the Bundesliga all season or all year, a bit like what we've been doing until recently. For me, I'm confident of going. The only trouble is, sorry, they beat Hoffenheim. I do apologise. The only trouble is next week isn't a normal Upton Park at London Stadium night because it's a 5:45 kickoff, and it's going to be full of like it's going to be quite quiet because I think there'll be people still coming in. It's going to be late. They're going to get in late from work and and the fireworks ain't going to look so good, and the light show's not going to look so good, and people are going to be. If we don't get a result on Sunday, people will be a bit, so. It's a different. It's not like that Sevilla game. That Sevilla game was awesome. We came, it was 1-0 down. We knew we had to win. We won the game, and it was brilliant. I just think this one is going to be different, and it's Freiburg. It's not going to be like a Roma, so the fans are going to be not as buzzy. I mean, that was one of the best atmospheres ever I've seen at London Stadium. I just think it was a dangerous game to play today, and I think we've sort of come out of it the wrong way, and we'll have to see what happens next week.
It's definitely not happened the way he wanted. Like he would definitely have preferred a draw, or obviously a draw, or a 1-0 win, as such. But there was never that element to go for it and try and get like 3 or 4 goals the way we did against Brentford, the way that we did in the last 10 minutes against Everton. And I suppose that's the frustration, because I've saw enough in Freiburg now in 3 games to go that we're better than that. We're better than that, and we know that, and that's the frustration. Right. That's what it comes down to. And
that's the thing. You're right. The commentary was saying exactly that. West Ham got before they scored, they were like, Don's like, West Ham have got this team.
But we had chance. Russ, we had chance to put the ball away. Yeah. And you know what? I love Paquetá, right? But Paquetá done tonight what he did against Freiburg the last time. Do you remember? Apart from scoring a really good goal, it was like, did we not beat them on their in the last minute?
2-1 at their gaff.
Yeah, but at their gaff, it was it was the Paquetá volley, wasn't it? It was the Paquetá volley, and it was like quite late on. But in that game, I remember Paquetá was trying like flicks and tricks, and they were never going anywhere. And when we turned that score around and won that game in Freiburg, we never actually had a great game. And Paquetá was doing the same again tonight. He was doing all these like little tricks and flicks and back heels in the wrong areas that was allowing them to recover the ball and drive forward. But when they were driving forward, there was no real threat. And the threat came from just West Ham defending crap again and stepping out in the fucking 6-yard box. I'm not trying to be like...
We were shit defensively. Well, they knew we were crap because like the first half, it was literally balls into the box, balls into the box, balls into the box. As soon as they got an opportunity to put it into the box, they put it into the box. Why did they do that? Because they know we're shaky defensively. They kept on doing it, kept on doing it, kept on doing it. It was like rinse and repeat. We were shaky. The only maybe light in the tunnel is Zuma went down again injured today. I don't wish anyone an injury, but it's people said in the chat, will Zuma, cost us another goal today? He did again. He fell asleep again. Do you know what I mean? It's too many times now. We're so leaky in defence. It's ridiculous. We've got no confidence in those centre-back partnerships. We know we're going to concede at least 1 goal a game now, where it used to be we very rarely conceded a goal. Our defence was usually
or if we conceded, it would be 1 and we would then score. But I can't fathom our defence. I don't understand the style of defence. I still get frustrated at the fact that when we play the ball out from the back, it's usually Areola or Fabianski to one of our defenders, to another player, and then bang, they usually smash the ball up the field. And they were doing that against Freiburg tonight. And it just, there was one point, I think Sufao was running forward right at the end of the game, and he was doing this. Where are you? Where are you? Because all of our players backed into the box, waited for the big long balls coming into the box. And it's funny, people are saying here we shouldn't rely on VAR. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm watching all the commentators. I'm looking online, and that's all anybody is talking about. Nobody's talking about, okay, Freiburg will walk away and go, and their manager will go, fuck it, who cares? We got the victory. Yeah, okay, exactly. That's fine. But do you know what? That goes down as the Balbuena tackle. That's what that goes down as. That goes down as similar levels as the Balbuena tackle. That goes down as a similar thing of the Souček red card against Fulham. That goes down for all the shit decisions. That is another one that's shit. And it's shit because it's taken 5 fucking minutes for them to decide, which means they know or they don't know or they're scared or whatever. Yeah. And it's an unnatural position. And I'm sorry, I feel like I could rant about the fucking penalty all night rather than anything else.
Trouble is, though, the thing was we were 1-down at the time, and we were appalling the whole game. We should have easily. We had enough chances. Bowen had a chance in the first half. Should have scored. JWP in the second half. Ball comes across. He hit on his right foot because he tried to place it. Paqueta, there was a header and a volley. He should have scored. Mavropanos with 2 headers. We could have another day. We could have easily get 3 goals there, no problem at all. But we didn't. And the trouble was, the longer the game went on, you saw that was going to happen. And unfortunately, we put ourselves in a position where we let in a silly goal. And then the frustrating thing for me is the VAR situation is going to overshadow a very poor performance from West Ham, because it was poor. We should have done better. That team were crap. Freiburg weren't a good side. The amount of times they overhit passes, the amount of times they were cross-field balls, they weren't going to the men. They were very poor. They're a very poor side. I mean, they're 9th in the Bundesliga. They're holding on to that Bundesliga, 9th. I mean, they haven't won in the last 5 or so games. The flip side is they did come back against Bayern Munich on Friday. So they're not totally crap side, but they were crap state.
I have to bring up the penalty thing again because I've just watched the penalty incident at the Rangers Benfica game, and very similar, actually, like probably fucking worse, and they gave it, and it just shows the inconsistencies. And I think that's, do you know what? It does make me question, like, the sport, to be honest, about the enjoyment of the sport, because it's taken away from. I know you're saying it's shit. Yes, it's shit. But there's so many decisions now that are wrong. I can't be fucked sometimes.
Yeah, but that's on that decision. The thing is, we shouldn't have been in that position. So often than not that people rely on VAR to get them out of jail, or to either side for Freiburg as well to get them out of jail for not getting. But the thing is, they did. That was a decision that was given, but we shouldn't have been in that position anyway. End of. Shouldn't have. It was very poor. The lineup was set up to do a job. It didn't do a job with in essence, that was our first team, bar Areola. It's our first 11. And it didn't do a job. That team that has won the last 2 games against Everton and Brentford.
I'm going to listen to Zuma while you go through the comments.
Oh, Zuma actually talking for once now. There we go. I hope he's had enough now. I'll just move it on. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was a penalty. By letter of law, it was a penalty. But as I said, that's what everyone's going to talk about. But actually, what I want to talk about is the setup was completely wrong. And I felt sorry for the thousands of fans who travelled out there that they had that performance. We'll see. We'll find out from Moisey in terms of the Emerson injury. I mean, he walked off. So yeah, for me, if that means that, I think the fact that Zuma played tonight, he can't play on Sunday. Surely he can't play. Mavropanos, I can see he's fit enough. Again, sort of come in or Bonner for me on Sunday for sure. It was a penalty, made a save, put on a plate for JWP. It's not. No, you're right. It's not. But that was they were few and far between those chances in my eyes. I thought we just set everything was wrong. I think from the start, people were watching the first half. We were having a laugh talking about food and shit like that. First half, it was so boring. and we were all really looking forward to the side, when we saw it. As I said, my predicted 11, I thought we was going to go relatively strong. He always makes about 3 or 4 changes. I only made one, and that was a European change, really, as per usual. But we'll see. First rugby tackle. Oh, yeah, now this is ridiculous. Referee damaged the integrity of the German ball. It was a fucking penalty. How is that not a penalty? And I totally agree. VR is the same as Moyes, useless. Unnatural position, buzz phrase. I think the fact for me, looking at it objectively, is when it came off, it sort of came off Souček's leg very quickly and sort of deflected it. So I don't think he had time to react to it. That's what I reckon. But anyway, that's why I wouldn't have given it. We shouldn't be relying on VAR to go. That's exactly my point, Papa Firth. We shouldn't get this side. This side are shit. If we go out to this side, I'll be very disappointed. They are not a very good side.
If we go out, again, it's a dangerous place to be, though, isn't it? Because as long as, and I hope they're. I just listened to Zuma's there, and he said, "Listen, we weren't at our. We know we weren't at our best today, and we know what we need to do next week." And he said their goal was simple goal, and he did say something about, I think they got lucky with it, and I think what he was meaning was they got the win today, which was lucky.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, if we get knocked out for Freiburg, I will be so disappointed, because we are head and shoulders above this team. Even with us playing below par today, they were worse, and they came up with the win.
But then that is the concern that we're all talking about, isn't it? It's West Ham currently are blowing hot and cold, and right now it's so dramatic with the same team. It's so dramatic. We could turn up against Burnley and do a fucking wonderful job. Turn up against Freiburg, do a wonderful job. Turn up the week after and do really shit and get beat 5-0. Like this year I've been so ups and downs. I'm seeing some people saying, I'm not sure if it was a penalty. It was a stonewall penalty. I don't see.
At the end of the day, it wasn't a penalty.
No, but I'm seeing people coming in saying,
I know, but it wasn't a penalty. But it didn't happen. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with VAR. We keep talking about VAR now, and actually, that was a minor thing at the end, because I don't think we shouldn't have been in that position. It was given by the referee, and it's really put us in a shit position now, because we've got to go on Thursday. We've got to we got to win on Thursday, obviously. By two clear goals. We've got to win by 2 clear goals in normal time. Otherwise, it goes to extra time. And then we've got fucking Villa on the Sunday. That's my issue. The issue is this game should have been done and dusted today. At least gone in, even if it was 0-0, or gone in winning. Because Villa have got Ajax at home on Thursday in as well. They need to win. So we could have had a situation where we could have had a relatively easy second leg and played Villa, who will be fucking playing hard because they'll be playing Ajax. You know what I mean? And we haven't. Well, and now we're going to go in that situation.
Just for your reference, and Russ, I know you like this, but when Specsavers get involved in the chat, then something's not right. And they've now been very active on the TNT website right now on Twitter. If you have a look, Specsavers are heavily involved. I know what you mean.
No, I agree with you mean make it happen. I'm not. It's not panic, but the thing is, it's like now we've put untoward pressure on ourselves. The same thing happened with the Olympiacos game in the group stages. We were flying in the group stages, and we took our foot off the pedal a little bit, lost to Olympiacos, and then it put pressure on us to get results in the rest of the group games, where we could have had maybe an easier time. A favourable result for us tonight would have meant we wouldn't have had to have so much pressure going in on Thursday now. And now it is. In a very strange time as well. It's going to be a strange atmosphere at London Stadium because of the timings. Some people will have a whole day off and totally. Some people will have a whole day off and get pissed. Some people will be coming in late from work. It's going to be very, very strange. So, we'll have to... you're right. It took forever. It could be worse. It could be 4-0 down like Brighton. Yeah, exactly. But they're playing a side like Roma. We're playing Freiburg. And same with Bayer Leverkusen. They took it easy, really, against Karabakh, playing a load of their sort of reserve side, and had to bring it back to 2-2 quite late on. Yeah, forget the Prem. Try and win this competition. We'll win. We Champions League. You're totally right, Iron Bubbles. All we got to do is win another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, and win the Champions League. Good luck with that. I thought Phillips came on and did all right when he came on. Gave the ball.
I actually thought he did do all right as well.
Oh, he did all right.
He did do all right, but
yeah, it was a bizarre substitution. A very bizarre substitution. And now we're gonna see. Now we're gonna get all the. He's gonna do his press conference tomorrow and talk about VAR. And
I don't know if he will. To be honest, mate, I think after listening to Zuma there, I think they're going to quickly gloss over it. I think he'll say his piece, but move on quickly and know that because I think we let's not think that Moyes will just go at this and just blame VAR. He won't. He knows we've not been good enough. We know it's on him, and he knows it's on him, and he will be at them. Whether you like him or not, he will know 100% that we were not at the races today. And if we turn up, we can turn them over. But the difference is we just need to turn up. That's it.
Yeah,
that is it. And I know that's a simple whatever, but the game was a bit blah. You mentioned it. We had Olympiacos, we had Sevilla at home. We had Freiburg the last time when we beat them 2-1. We were not playing great in that game. What was the other one? We had Germany, Ghent. When we played them, they're away. We weren't great. Listen, if we turn them over at the London Stadium, then all's forgiven. If we don't, I will be pissed off.
I think we all will.
And I am pissed off. Please don't get that wrong. I am pissed off.
I think we all will. I think it's now we've got to go there and there's a win by 2 clear goals. Otherwise, there's going to go extra time. It's the last thing we want. It's fucking extra time and penalties.
I'll be honest with you, Russ, though. I'll be honest with you. Do you know what? It might, and it sounds really weird what I'm going to say, it might be a fucking blessing in disguise. Why do you think this could be a blessing in disguise? Because we cannot fucking defend at home. We have to go out and win. We have to score minimum 2 goals. So he cannot go in with the same tactics that he's done tonight. He cannot. It's physically impossible to do it. Because you do that, you get beat. You're out. Right. We have to expect an energetic, progressive performance next Thursday.
Yeah. I think you're right. We have to. We have to. We cannot do a typical Moyes job, can we? Really, and try and nick a 1-0 because that's not going to be enough. And he will not want us to get to extra time and penalties, or extra time indeed. That's another half hour we cannot afford to play against. If he's still maintaining, we're going to try and get into Europe via the league. He needs to get that 2-0 within 90 minutes. He's got to do that. Yeah. So, and if that 1 goal comes in, then sure Freiburg are going to try and shop and go for and try and long it out because they don't want to. They know what we can do on attack, and we can on the counter attack. We can be fucking good on the counter attack when it clicks. Yes, today it just didn't click. Kudus gets an overrunning stuff. Bowen gets an overrunning stuff. Paqueta gets an overrunning stuff. You're right. So there's some games where it just all works, and the flicks work, and the tricks work, and the little 1-2s work, and it just didn't seem. As I said, it seemed to me we looked jet lagged. We just looked like we weren't like at the races at all. Very strange indeed. Anyway, enough to say.
I know. I don't know if we need to go on anymore because
I don't think so.
We'll obviously be giving you some of the reactions. I'll do maybe an instant reaction, all that sort of stuff, and
Yep, exactly. And then tomorrow we'll be starting to talk about the Burnley game because that's what's important next. We've got to move on because it's because Sunday is a very important day for us indeed in terms of maintaining this league position and against a side we should be beating. We should be beating. We should have beaten this side of the hill today. So yeah. All right then. Agreed. Could be worse. You could be Bryson, I suppose. Anyway, If you're new around here, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, share. We obviously gave away a couple of prizes.
I'm actually seeing the goals that Brighton are conceding right now, albeit against Roma. And it's really interesting. The first 2 goals they concede, they have got bodies committed forward, so it's 2 counter attacks. And the 2 last goals they concede, they've got everyone back, and they concede.
Lukaku scored a good goal.
Yeah, he scored a good goal.
He scored a really good goal.
Anyway, there you go.
Okie dokie. Take care. Stay safe. Stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. We go again. We go again on Sunday, and see you guys very, very soon. Much love, peeps. See you later, motherfuckers.